Good evening and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies Awesome Healers Training Tele Summit. Our fabulous expert today has been, ever since she was a little girl, curious about people and has had the innate ability to feel what they feel and being there for them in any way she can. She spent a decade in the corporate world before fully realizing her purpose. And then there was no looking back. She studied, learned, adapted, and applied many modalities and techniques, including life coaching, EFT, past life regression, nutrition experts, hypnotherapy, Tai Chi, shadow work, meditation, Qigong, and applied positive psychology. She bakes, she writes, she plays tennis, is a paragliding pilot, and is here today with Bach Flower Remedies. Dedicating the silver, red, and blue to a fellow MCU fan. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for and join me in giving a warm Mystic Lotus welcome to the multi-talented Aditi Nirvaan.
Thank you. Oh my God, it almost felt like you were talking about many different people in one. When you hear yourself being spoken about that way, you go like, oh my God, really?
But that's who you are, Aditi. You're like so much in like one space. It's absolutely amazing. And I am super excited to be hosting you for the first time. It's not your first time on our calls. So happy to do this. And of course, just before we actually get on with the call, giving everybody a quick reminder, just in case you're wondering, every call we've experienced the modalities that we've been speaking about. How does that work with Bach Flower? It works with Bach Flower as well. Aditi has something very special planned for you, and she has two amazing gifts also for all of you here. And with that, Aditi, what a life you've had. You've seen and been through so much. So what was it like wanting to head into the healing domain, and why Bach Flower in particular?
So yeah, I mean, interesting life is actually an understatement. Honestly, before I get into it, I just want to say a big hi, hello, welcome, and lots of love to everybody out there. Thank you so much for attending this and being willing to experience the magic of Bach flowers. So just a little bit about me is that, I grew up in the Middle East, and I actually came back to India during the Gulf War in 1990. So in my early teens, I sort of had post-traumatic stress syndrome, which, makes a person have anxiety and depression on and off. And basically living with a whole lot of anxiety, and you have these dips and highs in it. So that has been a theme in my life. Other than that, I also worked in the corporate world for many years, but I was always a misfit. I always felt like a failure. And I kept wandering from company to company, wondering, is this my place? When am I going to find my life purpose? And then one thing led to the other. And I happened to be in New York around the 9/11. And unfortunately, even witnessed the 9/11 incident. And came back pretty shaken up. So you see, wherever I seem to go, disasters seem to have followed for a better part of my life. So that only pushed, these things always occur because you're meant to do something else, and when you go knocking on wrong doors, they get slammed in your face. So finally, I think I came to a point where I was really desperate and looking for answers. And I got introduced to this thing called Bach Flower. And it actually got introduced to me when I was at a meditation camp in around 2003. And I was having a very hard time dealing with all of my emotions because my anxiety came to the surface, my depression, I was miserable. And in my mid-20s, I literally felt like I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to die either. But I was like, if this is living, I don't really want to live this way. So I took Bach Flower because I needed support at that time. And literally within, I think, I remember that day distinctly, that it was a very cute foreign guy who gave it to me. And I think that's the reason why I took it.
Maybe you all have such reasons.
He was a very cute blonde Israeli guy. I remember that. I can't remember his name, but anyway. So when you receive such divine gifts from such divine men, how can you say no? So, I took it and I was really astounded with how quickly I felt calm. I had never experienced. Now, this is the thing with Bach, it's so beautiful. You don't have to know what it is, and it works. There are so many belief systems in the world. There are so many healing systems in the world that are based on your belief and faith in them. And here is one which is so simple, so humble. It's just a few drops on your tongue, and you're just like, "What is that? How did it work?" So then, obviously, that curiosity led me to learn it. I learned it through a few people, and then I practiced it. For many years actually. I hadn't even heard of any institute that taught it or anything like that. In 2010, I actually got certified in 3 levels as a practitioner, but I still felt that it lacked something, you know. And then around 2017, as I kept practicing, I had so many clients by then, because by then I was already a therapist, I was a coach. And I want to tell you one thing, I have been through 15 different modalities, Nilu, and I have left some of them because everyone I found at some level had a limitation. This one, it's still going strong with me. I don't know what it is about it. There's something about it that really just gets through you in the gentlest, sweetest possible way. It just gently takes away the crap that you're going through, where you want to like murder somebody or bang your head against the wall, or all of that stuff. You're like, So pardon me, I'm a very animated character. You'll see a lot of expressions.
Happily looking forward to that. I will finally have somebody going with the hands all over.
We're two Italians speaking. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, and then it leaves you with this amazing level of peace and calmness that you didn't think was possible for you. Right. And then, what happens is when you have all that emotional load going on, it's like that old saying, when a pond is muddy, you can't see through. It's only when the mud in the water really just settles, you can see clearly, and then suddenly there are choices which you never saw before, and that's the magic of Bach flowers. It actually comes in and it completes something, because the whole premise of Bach flowers is that you're whole and complete. And if you've been believing a certain thought or having a certain emotion for a prolonged period of time, then the energy in you gets a little wonky, and you start missing some parts, right. And what Bach does is it just comes in and gently completes it. It completes you. It brings you back to wholeness. And that's the gentleness of it. So who cannot fall in love with this system?
And right here, the moment you said it completes you, I was going to say you had me at Bach. So Aditi, it is really nice hearing about Bach from you, about the gentleness of it all. It shows even when you're speaking about it. There's so much love that you have for Bach flower. So tell all of us, what exactly is Bach flower and what are Bach flower remedies?
Okay, so I have a PPT prepared actually, if I can run you through it.
Yes.
All right, so just give me a second to pull it up.
Yes.
And I'm going to share my screen for everyone so you can see this. All right, so is this visible to everybody?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So here we go. And there we are. And that's me. All right. Okay, so the top left, the bottle that you see with the pipette out, that's typically what a Bach flower bottle looks like. The liquid within it is the Bach flower essence. Below is a kit of Bach flowers that you get in the market. I really wish it would be sold like this in wooden boxes, because it just looks so cool,
Yeah.
It's like you feel like a chemist store in the apothecary or, something like that. It's very exotic. But unfortunately, you don't get them in these lovely wooden boxes. You get them in very nice, classy pouches nowadays that you can travel with wherever you go.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah. And then on the left, we have the chart. So these are the 38 essences. Okay. Now they're there for lots of different things. And in fact, this is a chart that you're going to get in your class when you attend it. All right. So there we go. Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay, so what is Bach flower remedy? So these are basically wildflowers growing in the countryside in United Kingdom. They are not aroma oils because a lot of people tend to get confused between the two. All right. It was founded by Dr. Edward Bach, who was actually a surgeon and a homeopath. And the interesting part about him is that although he became a surgeon and a homeopath at a very young age, he kept feeling that Western medicine somewhere wasn't completing the journey for people. He couldn't understand why people were having the diseases and the illnesses that they were having. And he wanted to go to the root cause behind it. So his search actually took him to the countryside where just, while he played around with nature and flowers, he discovered that flowers actually had healing capacities. And when he researched further, he understood that we are actually able to receive energetically from everything around the world. Yeah, I'm sure that most of you here have been through some kind of distance healing in your life, either given or received. Yeah, and you know that, it's working when the person is sending you that energy. You can feel it, although you're not physically present with them, right? Which means that your body has the capacity to receive so much from the universe. And these gentle flowers are there to come and complete an energy in you that is missing. Therefore, Bach is also known as energy medicine. Isn't that a cool thing? It's like, I'm an energy medicine practitioner, if you please. And that sounds so cool, right? It sounds so exciting.
It does.
Yeah. And when you meet somebody, it can be a wonderful conversational starter. Like people ask you, what do you do? Oh, I'm into energy medicine. What is that? And then you can tell them about what you do, and what an amazing practitioner you are. So the best part about Bach is that it's completely non-invasive. All you do is you take a few drops on your tongue and you start to feel a difference either immediately or in a few hours. There are no side effects. So guess what? As a practitioner, you will actually never go wrong in a diagnosis. Yeah, because the Bach flower essences that you give to a person, they'll either work immediately or they won't work at all. And the reason why they won't work is because they're not the right one.
Right.
So nothing can go wrong. That's the best part. So if they come back after 3 days, I still have the problem, then you'll be like, okay, I need to go over this again. And that's going to happen initially. And I'm there to hold you through that.
Super.
Okay. So the best part is then it's 100% safe and natural. And therefore, adults, babies, children, animals, plants, all can benefit. I've had plants dying when I moved houses. I actually gave them Bach flower essences and they totally survived. So here I just want to interject with an amazing story. My son, who is 11 years old, I had a very, very peaceful birth for him. I wasn't screaming, shouting, and doing all of those things, right? So when my son was born, I'm very aware as a healer, what happens to a baby the moment it's born and the cord is cut. There is a certain level of trauma that the baby goes through, right? And we don't see that. We don't experience it, but the baby does. I actually put a few drops of Rescue Remedy Bach flower on my son's lips 5 minutes after he was born.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. And he didn't scream, he didn't cry. He was probably like one of the most peaceful babies I've seen.
Seriously? Like immediately after being born?
Immediately. I'm sorry. I think I've kept my WhatsApp on. Just hang on a second, guys.
Yeah.
I don't want you guys to see my private messages.
Don't worry, switch that off because right now I'm just thinking, woman, where were you 18 years ago when I had
Oh gosh, I know. And then a lot of people have asked me that actually,
Yeah, and probably would have had to bribe the nurses because the elders would have freaked out thinking, you've not put honey, you're putting, what is this you're doing?
Just a second. I'm trying to get back my window. Okay. Yeah. I'm a little lost, Neelu. Help me with this. Where do I go to get the window back?
All right. Do you want to just close it and I can I have the PPT as well. I can open it.
Okay, no, but
you can
go back.
Wait. So stop your screen share, Aditi, and just flash it and start.
Okay, fine. I'll do that. It's okay. Resume share. There we go. I think that should do it, right? Okay, there we go. Fine.
There you are.
All right.
Yeah, just start share again.
All right. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries.
All right. So we were talking about 18 years ago with my son.
11 years ago with yours, and I'm wondering, where were you 18 years ago for me?
I know a lot of people have felt that. And you know something funny? I remember being at the hospital, and people were actually asking, you know, I had these nurses come up to me and ask me, how were you so calm and peaceful throughout the pregnancy and throughout the birth, and your son didn't scream and cry? What did you do? So I actually, like, I was in a very meditative state during my birthing, and I showed them the bottle, and they was like, what is this? So I said, it's called Bach flower therapy. And then I actually started to sell it to them at that point, because I was like, you know what, this is so effective. I'm sure you ladies face a tremendous amount of stress, you know. So when all of that happens, you know, this is a great thing for you to take. So, and I just started, you know, telling them about, about it. So that was pretty amazing. Here we go. Okay. So cool. So what does it do in physical illnesses? For example, it restores the natural energy systems in place to enable quicker recovery. So here I must mention to everyone that around April this year, my mother was diagnosed with cancer, esophageal cancer, and it was very devastating for all of us because she's been a yoga teacher for 40 years, and you know, she's total health freak, and nobody in the family has cancer, and it just took us all by surprise. And if anybody has been through cancer or has heard about families having cancer, it has a crazy emotional and mental impact on every member of the family. You know, there are going to be fights, there are going to be issues, you know, all the stuff kind of comes up. And I could see that starting to happen. So what did I do? The first thing I did is I put all four of us on Bach, both my parents and my sister and myself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And today she found the courage to actually go through her surgery, her chemo, through healing, through everything very peacefully, very calmly. And I noticed something very interesting, that we all actually were in a space of tremendous gratitude, and opportunities that may not have opened for us before were now open, thanks to the kind of state of mind that we all were in. It made a huge difference.
That's beautiful.
Yeah? So what all does it affect? So it affects all your life issues. For example, you know, if you're having issues in relationships, like I just mentioned with my family, you know, with finances, there is a feeling of lack or feeling like you can't make money. There's a sense of failure, anything. With sexual issues, there can be tremendous amounts of fear, frigidity, there can be impotency, there can be some serious issues. Learning, a lot of people can't seem to learn properly, meaning that children who constantly make mistakes, children who have fear of exams, you know, and they go into anxiety and panic. With your career, creativity blocks. In fact, I'll be having somebody here today on the call who actually had an issue with creativity block, and Bhakta resolved it for her. With education, studies, physical health, all kinds of illnesses, mental health, midlife crisis. How many people here in their 40s and 50s who have faced midlife crisis? You know, it's a great support system for you. And even body issues like weight. It can also have a great impact on major illnesses in your life, such as, you know, like with my mom's cancer, with Alzheimer's, with psoriasis, so many different issues. With accidents, especially the trauma related to accidents. I forgot to mention abuse in this. So it's fantastic for abuse victims. People who have, especially in the last year or two, a lot of women who have faced domestic abuse. So if you have clients, you know, people like that, it is incredible for them. Then when you move from education to work, so you know, your life transitions.
Yes.
You know, where you're a student and now you're working, maybe you're working and now you're retired. So all these life changes, it brings up a lot within a person. And most people don't have the wherewithal on how to deal with it. Right? Okay. And then, you know, change in financial status, which I think a lot of people have had in the last 2 years. And then when you move city or home. Transitioning milestones, you become pregnant, you give birth, like I shared my story with you. Issues from toddlerhood, childhood, teenagers, young adult, marriage, divorce, midlife, old age, loss and grief. I think I must have supported over 100 people recently during the pandemic, because somebody or the other during the second wave had someone that they lost. Yeah. And one of the gifts that I'm going to give you today is the list of Bach flowers that you can use during the pandemic. So that's the, if you stay tuned till the end of the class, you will get that gift from me.
Right. And what an amazing gift that is, yeah.
Yes.
Really,
Yes.
really, yes.
So here is the oh my god list.
Oh my
of shows.
I'm like, sorry, what just happened?
So I'm not going to read through all of them. You can scan through, they're all there. And these are, trust me, just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, it includes even things like if you're easily fooled by people, you're gullible, you can't say no to people, you don't know how to draw boundaries with people, you have a very egocentric person in your life, you may not have the will to go on. You know, when you get up in the morning, you're feeling tired and no energy, and your get up and go is gone. You know, you've lost motivation, obsessive compulsive behavior, depression. There are so many things. And it's amazing how Dr. Edward Bach, from just 38 flowers, actually understood every possible psychological state of the human mind. It amazes me that he did this like 86 years ago. By the way, this system has been around for 86 years, 87 now, I think, this year. You know, so here we go. This is the buffet.
And yeah, and that OMG blurb on the top right is absolutely apt, told me Aditi. Before seeing the OMG, I actually went, oh my God, what is this?
Yes, exactly, right?
Right.
And I was in two minds, shouldn't I put this slide? But I was like, no, I really need to tell people how much it actually covers.
I'm glad you did, because it really is, because
yes,
normally we just have like these, we cover the umbrellas, so to speak.
Yes.
Broad based, and basis of that, the work carries on. But the fact that you entire list,
exactly.
Amazing. Right.
So here are some interesting things. I've taught Bach flowers before. I started teaching it in 2017, and quite a few people that I taught actually were already doing something else, and they had the question, okay, but this is separate and that is separate. How do I mix it? I'm like, you can actually mix it. Yeah. So some of them actually specialized in these things, women's health. I even had a couple of doctors who came. I've had homeopaths who've done my class, children's well-being, animal welfare. If you work with abandoned animals who need to be adopted, things like that. In the mental health space. So you could be a psychologist, you could be a healer, you could be a shaman. You can combine it with all of these things. In fact, shamans are very, very, they love Bach flowers because it's all a part of nature, right?
Right.
So, and a lot of other healers do too. You can also look at healing physical issues and illnesses. There's actually a specific area called Bach flower body maps, meaning that you can use Bach flowers as drops to put on a certain part of your body if you have pain or issues there, and it starts to elevate those issues.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fascinating, in fact.
Yes. I actually had a friend who had a back injury for almost, I think, 8 years, and I really try to help him a lot with it, with other healing modalities. And I said, hang on a second, I have one that I know will definitely work. So I think for a period of 4 days, I put it on that spot. And the first time I put it on his back, he actually had tears running down his cheeks. And he was like, why am I crying? I said, I have no idea. It's just your body that's releasing something. Right. Immediately, like within 30 seconds of putting it, he had tears rolling down his face. And he felt, he said, I can feel some movement happening. What are you doing? I said, I'm not touching it. And that's how quickly it starts to work. So you can also use it for people who are in specific professions, because each profession has their own level of stress and issues. So you can use it there as well. And here is an extensive list of the healing systems and modalities with which you can combine Bach flowers beautifully. So there's Reiki, Pranic, EFT, which is all energy-based healing systems. You can also combine it with mental health therapies, like all psychotherapies. CBT is cognitive-based therapy, counseling, clinical psychology, and psychiatry. You can combine it with Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy, and other alternative medicines. Even with astrology, there is something called astropsychology, which also you can use it with, and even numerology, because these systems generally talk about what are those major areas in your life that you need to overcome. So how do you overcome those? You do it with Bach flowers. Also can be used for acupuncture, acupressure, physiotherapy, massage. It can be used by teachers, student counselors, tutors, daycare centers for little children. Okay. Even in little kids, you'll see very big, adult human dynamics. One is a bully, one is quiet, you'll see those personalities. And Bach flower is so amazing at identifying personalities. So when you meet people and you know Bach, you'll recognize people so quickly and they'll be like, how did you know? And you're like, and the truth is that that's what Bach gives you. It gives you that information as to how people behave and why they behave the way they behave. Right. And you don't judge them. You just see them as beautiful and that they may require a little bit of completion, and that's it. Nothing else to it.
Nice.
Yeah. This is also used extensively by yoga teachers and fitness coaches, dietitian, nutritionists, doctors, and nurses. So there we go. That's the extent with which you can combine Bach with the other places. So what is possible for you? So Bach flower remedy actually can be a business that you can run, whether you're already doing those things that I mentioned in the previous slide, or you're starting off new as a healer for the first time. It's very possible for you to run a Bach flower business from home, and you can do it for anybody around the world. It's really easy. Now, typically for me, as a practitioner, a Bach flower session lasts for about 20 minutes to half an hour, right? In fact, in the first 3 to 4 sentences that a person speaks to me on the phone, I already know immediately what Bach flowers they require from their opening statement. So that's the level that you can get at. Yeah. Or when you meet a person, you'll see their physical body, you'll see the energy they're being, and you'll instantly know what they require. So you can be a professional Bach flower remedy therapist or a practitioner. And like I said, a great conversation starter for you is to call yourself a healer in energy medicine or a practitioner of energy medicine. You can combine it with other modalities and charge a significantly higher fee, because this is a great value add-on for something you may already be doing. And feel happy that you're providing a service that's quick relief, transformational, supportive, 100% natural, and zero side effects. That's the best part. Yeah, I love that part.
This is absolutely super, really.
And this is the one we've been waiting for. So I believe, Neelu, this will be sent to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
This in particular is will be posted on the group and will also be sent to everybody with the call replay. So don't worry about missing a name or anything. It's going to be right there for everybody.
So there we go. So in case you guys can't see, yeah. So here we have it. These are the remedies that you can use and throughout the pandemic, because these are, I found, actually my bottles for these remedies got over within, I think, 3 months. And that
I can imagine
100 ml bottles.
Right.
And I was like, I have to share this with people for free because it's something they need. Yes.
Right.
You're asking me something.
Aditi, I was just, what you just said, that, must share this with everybody. It's something that's much needed. So greatly appreciate that. And I can see wows and like claps coming to you on the group. I have a question here, okay? Because when you're looking, it's very easy to feel that, but I want Aspen also, I want Gorse also, I want Walnut also, I want the Rescue Remedy also, I want Star of, by the way, Star of Bethlehem and Rescue Remedy is actually something that, not recent, like many years ago, is something I've actually had.
Yeah.
So is there a way to pinpoint, or it's okay, take whatever reaches out to you the most and have it, because one will invariably help with something else also.
Okay, so the way it works is that Bach flowers are grouped into 7 groups. Okay, so there's fear-based, there's uncertainty, there's not being present in the moment, and so on, right? So under each of these groups, you have Bach flower remedies for that particular situation. But to learn the distinction between that, you have to do the course, you have to do a class to understand deeply, okay, so for fear, exactly what questions should I ask to know as a practitioner? Should I be giving them Aspen or should I giving them Rock Rose?
Right.
Yeah, because both of them, Aspen Mimulus and Rock Rose, are all for fear.
Right.
Yeah, but to know as a practitioner which one should I give so that the effect is immediate. For that, you need to undergo training to understand the distinction between the flowers.
Correct.
Because what happens, and this is so common in classes for me, on day 1, most people feel, I think I need every one of them.
you know what? I can completely relate to that. Yeah, I want all 38 now.
Yeah. And then when they're going through the class and we're going through every single group and then drawing the distinction, I can literally see the light bulbs in their eyes go up because they're like, oh, now I get why this one is not the right one for me. And the other one is, so that sets in their space. So I'm sharing this, and this itself, again, is quite useful. So if you go to a homeopathy store or you go to Amazon and you order these, yeah, this will still work. Like I said, if you don't have further details of it, you may not get the right one initially. And that's the only reason why it may not be working for you. Once you get the right one, there is no stopping it.
Fantastic. And in fact, somebody's asked into essences, I'm so sorry, be mixed together. Someone, Soumya has asked this.
Yes, absolutely, Soumya. You can mix up to 9 or 10 essences together in one bottle, and each individual one will still work on you. It's brilliant the way it works. I've been doing this for almost 17 years. I can do this in my deep sleep now. And I tell you with complete authority that the mixture totally works. Yes.
And of course, you would have to have an understanding of what to mix with what also, right? It's not like I can randomly decide fear, anxiety, fear of losing mind. Fear is the common, so let me just mix Aspen, rock rose, and cherry plum.
Yeah.
That's not gonna.
That's not literally going to work.
Right.
Yeah. So to understand the subtle differences between the Bach essences, you need to understand more about them. And when you're a practitioner, a part of the biggest training is what questions to ask the client to understand how to zero in on which one.
Right. Aditi, sorry, I'm just going to come in very quickly. Do we have more after this? Otherwise, because we're missing your face.
No, we are done with this now. I'm going to stop sharing and we are back.
Superb. So, Aditi, first of all, thank you so much for that. It was very comprehensive. You put all the details in so much so that I'm like, I have 6 questions to ask Aditi. Now, what am I supposed to do? Go straight to the package conversation. But 1 or 2 questions have come in before bringing that up. 2 things that you mentioned. As you mentioned that a homeopath doctor also came and learned this from you. And right now you said you can go to a homeopathy store and buy it. So first thing I want to ask is there a difference? Is there a difference between homeopathy and Bach flower? And if there is, homeopath shops actually sell Bach flower remedies?
Yes, most homeopath shops around the country sell Bach flowers. Okay. But now the best part is that you have them available on Amazon as well. Right. You can also order a kit from this website called 1mg.com.
Right.
Yeah. And right. You can also order the entire kit from there. And there are some really nice brands. There is an excellent brand called New Life, which I use. And there is St. George.
Super. All right. Amazing. That was one. So obviously, there is a difference between homeopathy and
there is a big
remedies.
Simply because homeopathy uses minerals. Yeah, and Bach flower uses flowers.
Uses flowers.
Yeah, but and the principle of both is the same.
Got it. Right. It makes you whole. From nature.
Yeah. From nature, it makes you whole. Yes. Which is why both of them have no long-term negative effects and no side effects.
And as you mentioned, Aditi, there are 38 bottles, right? So is it like it's a kit, so is it like a one size fits all? Or, and I know you pretty much covered this while talking about this, but just asking it again, especially for those who maybe just joined in and not gone through not seen the presentation, heard the conversation before this rather.
Right. So you get a kit of 38 bottles. And these are typically about 30 ml each.
Okay.
And then you can use them as you need, and if you maybe finish one bottle before the others, you can order that individual one too.
Right. Okay. And berries, all right. There's Anita's asked, how many times do you take it? How many times do you consume it?
It depends case to case. For very severe cases, I would probably start off with about 3 times a day. And for not so severe cases, it would be maybe twice a day or once a day. It really depends case to case.
Right. And Suman's asked, is there a remedy for repeated unwanted thoughts and fear?
Yes, there is,
Which is just
absolutely. There
right.
are 2, 3 remedies for just that.
Superb. And for fear, of course, we've just gotten an entire list right now. And Aditi, I'm just throwing this out there, okay? It's actually a pretty comprehensive list that you've given, and it's labeled to be used for pandemic, but actually there's so much there that anyway a lot of us tend to go through individually.
Yes.
And very simply put, for now, if I want to look at, say, maybe fear, maybe I'll order an aspirin or a Mimulus for myself and try it. And if it doesn't, it's enough. Okay, let me go to the next one. I can still do that because no harm done, right?
Yeah.
There's no wrong.
It's just
You're not
that,
going to be able to go wrong with it, right?
no, you won't go wrong with it. It's just that you'll delay your recovery. That's all.
Correct. Right. So are there fixed doses? Asked Nita.
What do you mean by fixed doses?
I'm guessing, sometimes with homeopathy, they say mix 30 ml in 100 ml of water, for example. So is there like a fix, or take 4 globules in homeopathy, as you say, take 4 globules?
Yeah, I mean, really, again, like I said, it depends case to case. Yeah.
Right. And Charu's asked, is there a remedy for mood swings? So from what you've given us?
Yes.
Right. And I think I saw something with mood swings over here also, right? I mean,
we actually have somebody here on the call who used to have mood swings, and she had also a lot of blocks with creativity. Disha, are you there?
Hang on, let me get it on.
You'll need to unmute yourself, Disha.
Have you?
Can you unmute yourself? Okay.
Yes, now I can.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, Disha.
So you used to have issues with having mood swings and creativity blocks, and you've taken the Bach flowers. Do you want to tell everyone about that?
Sure. So hello everyone. My name is Disha Shah, and I am into branding and lifestyle design. So for me, creativity is something which just needs to flow through. And there was a period of time in my life when I was really stuck. I had creativity block. I had a lot of self-doubt. I would create something and then, start doubting of myself. And that's when I got in touch with Aditi. And she really helped me clear the self-doubt. My productivity was boosted out to a different level. Now, it might sound a little odd right now, but that was also the time that I was really planning to conceive a child. And just the fact that, I used to doubt myself that is my body even capable of, conceiving, or will it be possible for me or not, because of all the health challenges that I had. And just the fact that she gave me the Bach flower, it worked so well. Within 2 months, I was carrying a baby.
Oh, that's amazing. So your creativity blocks at work, so to speak, ended up with the doubts and the anxiety over there, ended up carrying over to this part of your life as well.
I was mainly creating a block for myself. That's how she explained it to me. I just needed to believe in myself. I had no problem physically as such. Right. The tests were clean, everything was completely fine. It was just that I was doubting myself, which was creating a trouble for me. So after that self-doubt was cleared, in 2 months, I had a niece.
That is amazing. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
And for 2 months, you take it every day?
Not every day. It got cleared out in 15 days, I guess.
Oh, super.
So in fact, I would like to comment on that as well. Recently, I got in touch with Aditi once again. I was diagnosed of fibromyalgia. And it was really difficult for me to get out of the bed and start working or do anything in the house. So there would be days together or weeks together, I would just be lying down, unable to do anything because of the swelling and everything in the body. And when it started, I just had some chest pain. So I got in touch with Aditi again, and I did mention that it's a chest pain which I'm getting, but the ECG and everything is fine. However, the doctors are suggesting to go for angiography and everything. So she just suggested, get in touch with the general physician and check if it is fibromyalgia. She was very sure that it would be this and nothing else. And it turned out after enormous blood tests and other tests and everything, it turned out to be the same thing. So it was, her diagnosis was that clear and to the point when it happened. And in the beginning, I wouldn't be able to get out of the bed. It was so challenging for me. After going through the medication with her, and now I'm able to, work around. I have a 4.5 year daughter, and she's
Right.
kind of hyperactive. So right now, I'm going to say that yes, I can keep up with her. I can,
That is
take
amazing.
her to the classes. I can take her down to play. I can go cycling with her and everything. So from a place where I cannot get out of my bed today, I am actually, performing all the duties that I need to, and I'm still fine without much of pain.
Superb. That is amazing. Fantastic, Adisha. And honestly, it's sometimes it's difficult to to believe that really is it taken care is something taken care of so gently and so swiftly. But the fact that from your creativity block, then whatever you were going through, then that got resolved. Now with something like fibromyalgia, which we all know it can be quite devastating. And look at that, not being able to get out of bed, and now like staying toe to toe with your daughter. That is absolutely fantastic. Disha, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. Aditi, do you have anything to say to
Thank you. Thank
Disha?
you so much, Disha. I have seen her when she was diagnosed with the fibro, and she used to cry on the phone. My heart would go out to her because I've known her for a while, and for her to have her creativity blocked like that as well was quite debilitating, and I'm so happy to see her like this now.
I
Super.
can actually say thank you so much.
Yeah. Her little daughter Nima keeps saying, I also want Aditi auntie's medicine. So maybe she's the next one.
Maybe he is alive.
Absolutely. Thanks, Disha. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Disha.
Thank you.
All right. And a couple more questions have come
Yes.
in, Aditi. I'm just going to quickly take you through them. So, a brand, if any, specific, as I think Aditi did mention, New Life
Yeah.
and St. George.
St. George, yeah.
St. George,
Yeah.
right. So, we asked, how do you relate this to physical ailments? And this, you were mentioning something about questions that are asked to figure out what to relate with what, correct, Aditi?
Yeah, I mean, see, with physical ailments, you have to just remember that whatever happens to you physically is the result of something else that occurred in your space over a period of time, right? So a lot of people feel that, oh, if it's physical, then it should be quick fix. And once it's quick fix, it should just go away overnight. Mostly doesn't happen because we have to explain to a client that it's taken you a long time to get here. So we need to also understand then from the client what has been their state of mind. So we don't focus as much on the physical issue, but what is the state of mind of the client when they come to you? Yeah, what have they been going through at the time that they were diagnosed, before that, and now? So if it's a physical issue, I would say then take the client for a slightly longer time, maybe an hour instead of half an hour, and you can actually get to the root of the issue. Like in my mom's case, for example, with cancer, she knew right off that it's bitterness and resentment. She just knew it, and the moment I started giving her Bach flowers, I gave her one particular Bach flower essence, which I call the flower of forgiveness, because it actually gets a person to be very gentle in letting go their anger and bitterness, and they automatically kind of move to a place of forgiveness. So she started actually feeling that. She felt that distinct relief.
Amazing. And Vinuta's asked, what should I buy for my son? So that he can study easily without stress, so that he can focus on his studies.
So, Nilu, aren't we doing something towards the end of the call?
Yes, we are.
Should we put this there?
All right, sure, absolutely. And okay, Chola's asked, so maybe you're stupid. No, Chola, no question is ever stupid. You should always ask what's on your mind.
Absolutely.
She's asked, but essential oils also use parts of a plant.
Yes.
So, because you mentioned that it's not an aroma oil.
Yes.
So the question would be what, finally, Chala, are you asking if actually there's some oil that also goes into Bach flowers? No, right?
No.
There's no oil. It's just
there is
the
no
essence.
Oil. It's the essence.
Flower, right?
In the course, you will learn how it's extracted, how it's done. You learn the process, the methodology.
Wait, hang on a second. So when we're learning how the process, does that mean we're all going to be setting up our own labs?
Nope, not if you don't want to.
You don't, I mean, obviously, Aditi, its origin is in the UK, right? So it's
Yes.
not like you have access to those flowers. You can't make them. You can only buy them
Yes.
and then mix and match
You will have to
your
buy
learning.
only the bottles.
Right. Okay. This is interesting. Can homeopathy and Bach flower be combined?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, as in you can take like the homeopathy liquid and the Bach flower liquid. You can
Absolutely.
actually.
Yes.
And for that, you must have homeopathy knowledge, obviously.
Yes, of course. If you
Right.
know. I mean, I know a lot of people who practice homeopathy at home.
Right.
You know, they have the Materia Medica book and, you know, they have the whole kit at home and they self-medicate because, again, homeopathy, like so many other, like Bach flowers, has no side effects. It either works or it doesn't. So if you're doing that, then you can definitely do Bach as well.
Right. And Ranjali is also asked, I'm going through stage 4 metastatic breast cancer.
Oh,
I'm
God.
very sorry to hear that. And on chemo, and she'd like to know what she can have.
Absolutely, you can have Bach flowers. I'll have to know a lot more details. Sorry, I didn't get the name.
This is Ranjali.
Ranjani,
Yeah.
sweetheart, I'll have to get a lot more details from you, you know, before I can advise you what to take.
Right.
And I'm
You
really
know-
sorry to hear that you're going through this.
Yeah. You know, Aditi, a lot of people are asking, you know, what is this? What is that? Do they have? Okay, you know what? I think, firstly, is Sheetal here? Because I know she had a time.
No, Sheetal isn't. But what we can do is we can go to Firoza. Firoza has actually recently been through the course. And I think she had a lot of fun. That's what she told me. So, right. Firoza, darling, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
I'm just going to let everybody very quickly know, after we hear from Firoza, we're going to let you know the amazing offer that Aditi has set up for everybody. And then with that, take you straight into something special for you to experience the process, so to speak. So just hang in there with your questions. Also, Aditi is going to be here tomorrow as well. So please don't worry about a thing. Hi, Firoza.
Hi, lovely ladies. Lovely to interact with you.
Lovely to interact with you. My eyeshadow matches your top, so I'm very happy.
As I said, I'm a die-hard Mystic Lotus fan and an ardent believer, and you have given us some incredible courses and some incredible mentors like Aditi. Thank you.
Thank you. So you've learned Bach flower with Aditi, right?
Yes.
So tell us about it.
Yeah. I had done the Bach flower course earlier, but I'm extremely passionate about it because I really wanted to use it to heal. And when I heard Aditi and her passion, it just sort of connected with me. And what I found is that she is an incredible teacher, one, but she has a tremendous experience. And she lends a kind of spirituality which gives a new meaning to this very, very simple modality, which, is taught to you in its original form. But she has retained the simplicity and enriched it through the application of it. And I found this was most relevant to us. Now, another point I want to tell you, Neelu, is that I was the only student in that batch. Okay. But I must commend, she gave her everything to every single session which was promised. Okay, it was not any kind of a shortcoming because I was the only student. I mean, she just did what she had to, which was absolutely tremendous. And I think that goes a long way in marking her spirit, her, the devotion she has to her students, and her overall commitment to this remedy. I would also just like to say that she described each flower in complete detail. So 38 flowers takes almost, I think, three plus days, Aditi, and it sozzles your mind. I mean, you just don't know where you're coming or going. And she not only details each flower, but then she will also give the application for it. And then suddenly she puts in a question, and I said, oh my God, let me refer. I mean, she is that hands-on. So you cannot help but really enjoying the course and turning out to be a practitioner, which is really what she prepares you to be. So I am so grateful to her for the confidence she's given me, and the experience from her experiences. She's made me develop my inner self, and today I'm in a position to practice and help others. So thank you so much, Aditi.
Thank you so much, Firoza. That is so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you, Firoza. Thank you. And in fact, Aditi, I was actually going to ask you, Aditi, information on Bach flowers is like available a dime a dozen online. You know,
yeah.
Why should anybody come and learn from you? And I think Firoza has just pretty much covered that also. With given the fact that it's not just a theoretical thing that is. I can see Shaz with a hand up.
Yeah. Sheetal has also actually joined us. She wants to say something.
Okay, just give me a moment. Sheetal, can you just hang on for a minute? All right, and we are getting Sheetal on. She is on a time limitation. That's why we're just getting her on. And very quickly after that, we'll have the package information for all of you. Okay, Sheetal, I sent you a message, sent you a request to unmute. Hi, Sheetal.
Hi, can people hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can see you. It is so good to see you. It's been ages, years.
Ages. Firstly, good evening, everybody. And I apologize. I don't know. I just didn't get the link and the message, so I apologize for that. Could be like a technical glitch. I would like to talk about Bach flower in particular, and how these, I think, timely diagnosis really helped me and my family salvage through a lot of loss that we endured. So my family we have experienced like 5 deaths in a row last year. And as a result of that, there was a lot of insomnia, hypertension, and I would say like fears, phobias, fear of the unknown that came up for all of us. But particularly for family members, it was like very pronounced. And it came to a level where it was very alarming, especially the sleep disorders. And with the sleep disorders came in a lot of appetite issues and almost like on the verge of nervous breakdown, acutely related to sleep. At that point of time, I just somewhere followed my nudge to get in touch with Aditi, because I just knew, I was aware of Bach flowers. I just knew that she would be the right resource to help me in this situation. And as luck might have it, she not only helped me out, what I love about her diagnosis is that she's very impeccable in her understanding the finer nuances of what the person is going through. So she reads between the lines, and she has such a rich experience of 16 years, I believe. It was very easy for her to gauge the situation, and she was able to even understand what the situation was. So this I'm talking around 2.5 months ago, and she gave us the right kind of the treatment that was needed, the right Bach flower. And in about less than a week, 4-5 days, I think everybody started sleeping better. They were more in control of their emotions. Things, I would say, slowly started coming back to normalcy, and I would say grace prevailed in this situation. And I really attribute meeting her at that point of time as stroke of luck. I mean, I just felt this was timely God sent help, that she just showed up in my memory, and I thought I can reach out to her. And Bach flower, I think I swear by that. It has been a lifesaver. So people might have other kinds of emotional, mental, financial issues. Here, I'm talking of acute stress a person goes through. I think trauma is what I would say the right word, and trauma and stress and anxiety, hypertension that was there in the family, that I felt quite settled down quite instantaneously. And my family has been very rigid with other forms of modalities or healing, me being a healer myself.
Right.
But Bach flower is something that they all love. I mean, initially I had to pursue them. Please, for my sake, if you really love me, take that. My mom has become such an ace believer and advocate of Bach flower. She is like very pro with it. So now they're enjoying the process more so because they're able to sleep better. They have become more balanced, I would say, emotionally, mentally. So I think if it works on them, because they were in denial, and it's not everybody is open for healing. If it works with people who are not open for healing and it still does the miracles, I think it can work on anybody who's even slightly open to it. I think it can just create that profound shift. And I don't have enough words to thank Aditi for this medicine and the timely help. I am so grateful to her, beyond words.
Thank you so much, Sheetal. That is so sweet. Thank you for taking out the time. I know you've had a busy schedule. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
In fact, this was for the elders in Sheetal's family, right?
Yeah.
So
elders.
We know how stubborn our elders can also become with certain things. So for them, the proof was in the pudding, and it was so gentle it worked, and now they've become fans. And now we're all ready to become fans of this, and we're going to check on exactly what you have in store for us, Aditi. Give me a moment, and I'm just going to do a quick refresh on the screen and then share it. Just one quick moment. There we go. Okay. There we are. There you go, beautiful Aditi. Take us through Become a Bach Flower Remedy Practitioner with Aditi Nirvaan.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And we're diving straight into the packages. So the package A is where you have the Bach Flower Remedy course, where you have a 60-page book. You have a quick reference chart. You come in for the program, which is for 3 days in a row for 3 hours each. So that's 9 hours. And you have 2 follow-up Q&A calls, because trust me, you will need it. You'll also have WhatsApp support. Yeah, there we go. You'll also have WhatsApp support for a whole month. And you'll also get a 1-hour business module to set you up as a healer for your practice. Because once you learn a modality like Bach, a lot happens as far as, not knowing how to apply it, how to actually create a business as a Bach flower practitioner. So I'm going to help you with that. All the recordings are downloaded. And we have also a chance to get nominated for promotions by Mystic Lotus as a practitioner. Isn't that awesome? So what we're adding on to package, okay, so here are more details about the package A. So what are we going to cover in this? We're going to cover in the course content, an introduction to Bach flower remedy and how it came about, a brief history of Edward Bach, and how he came up with the 3 sets of Bach remedies at 3 different times. Then what are the principles on which Bach flower works? Because that's kind of like the foundation and the essence of the system. Bach flower and the soul's purpose. This is very, very critical to know as a healer, because you need to then apply that for your clients. And Bach flower and energy psychology. Now, this is a new chapter that I have added in, and you'll discover a lot more about it when you come for the course. You're also going to learn about the 7 groups. The first group is fear-based living, where you have different kinds of fears and how they manifest. Living with uncertainty. Insufficient interest in the present, meaning that for some reason you're never present here, you're somewhere else. You're either in the past, you're daydreaming, you're in the future. Group 4 is for people who experience acute loneliness in their lives, in their self. Then is for people who are oversensitive or they're easily influenced by others. Group 6 is a big one. It's despair and desperation, and you'll be surprised to learn what are the flower essences that come under it and for what. And the last group is overcare and welfare for others. Then we'll also do a lot of case studies, and you'll get the quick reference sheet, which you can then print out and you can then laminate.
Nice.
Yeah. And of course, you'll get a certificate.
Right. And these are all the bonuses. And this Package, oh, and here's your program schedule. Aditi,
Yes,
go ahead.
here's the program schedule. So the class starts on the 10th of September and it goes till the 12th. We'll have the classes in the evening from 6:30 to 9:30 here on Zoom. And the 1 hour business module will be on the 13th evening from 6:30 to 7:30. Your 2 additional Q&A calls that you will need once you start to apply Bach Flower to your life and to clients and family, because you will have a lot of questions for sure. You can ask all of those, and the how to's and the what to's, all of those can come in the 2 additional Q&A calls, which we'll have on the 19th and the 26th at the same time.
So, something like this.
Yeah, the package A has everything that I have mentioned to you. And the cost of this package is normally at about 86,500 or US dollars, 1,336. But here comes the deal. One time only for 24 hours special price, which is going to now be at 14,500 or US dollars 224. And this covers everything that I have mentioned, including your certification.
Beautiful. This is fantastic. And of course, moving on to package B.
Package B, what we are adding on is there is a tendency for many people to want a private session. So what I've done is the value of the private session is a heck of a lot more. But since you are a participant in this course, I've decided to add that in. So you get everything that we spoke about, plus a 45-minute session. Let's go to the next slide. And that is generally would have been available to you for 94,500 rupees or 1459 USD. And it will now be only for 16,000 rupees or 248 USD. So you get a private consultation of 45 minutes.
So these are absolutely amazing offers, Aditi. I gotta say this. Thank you so much. And right here we have this this little if you haven't heard enough of the call already, this is something that we've also put together for you in Hindi, as they say, Sankshet mein, in short. So with learning Bach Flowers with Aditi, you can take care of anything and everything. You learn to prepare remedies for 100+ life issues. You get and give others ease during major life events like midlife crisis, old age, divorce, loss of loved ones, many. You can make your mistakes, you can experiment, you can combine with other healing techniques, because you cannot go wrong with this non-invasive, zero side effect tool. You live empowered, you're always ready for your babies, kids, animals, plants, whoever you want. And if you're already a practitioner, whether you're already a practitioner or not, it's either an add-on to your kitty, or you start earning with this, combining it with your existing healing modality as well. And right here is the entire thing for you in quick summation. Package A is for 14,500 rupees or USD 224 only, and package B is for 16,000 rupees or $248 only. The offer links are already in the group, posted on WhatsApp, posted on Telegram and on the Zoom chat. And of course, you will also get it with your call replay. Remember, this offer is available only for 24 hours. So there we go. It is a great offer, Aditi, and looking forward to what is coming up next. We will get everybody reminded on the package details as well. So everybody who's been asking about, what is this, what is that? Aditi, you want to tell them what we've made for them to quickly do a quick activity on, and then we can go ahead and experience this.
So what we decided is that I'm sure that a lot of you have a lot of questions about your personal life and what's going on. And, I'd love to attend to all of you, but we do have a time restriction. So what we're going to do instead is Nilu is going to run a quick poll on what are the primary areas where you're having issues. So just go onto the poll and mark that out. For example, it could be relationship, health, money, etc. And whichever polls the largest, I'd like to speak to somebody from that group and take one case right here.
Superb. And the poll has been launched, people. You have 30 seconds to 40 seconds. It's a single thing that you can take the one that is the area where you're facing most stress with right now. And Aditi, I'm sure even you can see there are rapid responses coming in, and there are one or two which are like neck to neck. So we're gonna have to take a call on that. While we wait, you have another 15 seconds left for the poll to come to a close. I just very quickly wanted to ask you, Aditi, over here. You know, in the beginning when you said 100 plus emotions can be dealt with over here, it's kind of sometimes, you know, there's a level of disbelief. Really, can it happen? But with everybody coming in and mentioning their respective feedback, with either having taken Bach remedies from you or having learned it, and it's really interesting to note that actually the physical ailment of it has really not been spoken about much, because where it's stemming from is being taken care of, and the result of that is being seen here immediately, right? So I think that's a hugely fascinating aspect of this. People, you have 10 seconds more, and we're going to end the poll over here. So far, I can see a very, very close thing between health and financial worries. Yes, I'm going to count you guys down. That's a 10 and a 9 and an 8 and a 7 and a 6 and a 5 and a 4 and a 3 and a 2 and a 1, and we close it. Okay, so yeah, health.
Okay.
It's got the maximum of everybody here who's put it in. And it's close, actually not very close second is financial worries. So
financial worries and fear, anxiety, depression are closer to each other, actually.
Closer to each other, yes. Yeah. In fact, issues with kids has had the least, and relationships, just about 10%.
Well, that's good to know.
Okay, so I'm gonna close that here now. All right.
So those
Aditi,
with the health issues. Neelu?
Yes.
Are they posting it on the Telegram? Because I'd really like to know, you know, post your health issues in maybe 2 lines.
Okay, so I have Shahana here, who's written, Aditi, my fear depression has created extremely high sugar levels, and 498 sugar, and cholesterol is 370. How can Bachla help ease the situation? Also, I am jobless. She's got a lot coming into play here. Okay.
Yeah, I think
you want to speak to her?
Yes, absolutely.
And for everybody's information, just to let you all know, Aditi is here tomorrow as well. And similar to this, you will get to have more interactions with her. For right now, see how the process works and see what happens. Hang on, let's get Shahana, I sent you a request to unmute. Hi, Shahana. Hi, can you hear us?
Yes. Hi, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Shahana, we can see you and hear you. Go ahead. Tell us.
Aditi, sorry.
Thank you.
Shahana, we're not being able to hear you clearly. Do you want to just repeat that quickly?
Let me just get you a proper space. I'll help you out. Is this better?
Yes, much better.
Thank you.
You want to take me through what's going on with you, Shahana?
Yeah, actually, this year started off in a very fun way. I was diagnosed precancerous.
Sorry?
And all of a sudden, with just an infection that didn't go for like 2 months, I discovered I was diabetic. And that high. And cholesterol also just came. I discovered that both of them simultaneously.
Right.
And it's been like, you know, a slope downwards for me health-wise. As much as I'm trying to work around keeping myself sane, and running about doing my daily work, it has played havoc in my schedule. I get exhausted. I somehow feel, sometimes I feel very lightheaded. I can't make sense of what's happening. And then I've become a very slow person.
You've become a what?
Very slow person.
Slow person. Okay.
Yeah, because I take time to comprehend what is happening.
Okay. And has this been around the same time that you were diagnosed, or did you notice this before it?
No, I didn't have any of that before, but now it's becoming more and more.
Okay. So, Shahana, do you tend to take on a lot more than you can do?
Yep.
Okay. Are you realizing that now, or have you realized this before and not done anything about it?
I realized that in trickles, but realizing that more now.
Okay. And does this stem from, an expectation that you should take on the responsibility, or is it something that you do take on because you think you need to and nobody else will be able to do it?
It's the second one, because I feel like I'm the person who takes on everybody else's burden and kind of helps resolve them issues or
Okay. All right. Do you have a pencil and a paper or something near you? Make a note?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, all right. So your first flower is olive. Olive is for just the sheer exhaustion at every level that you're feeling. Yeah. And that happens when we have been burdened for a very, very long time. And then we don't realize how burdened we are until we're asked to keep the burden down.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and this time and this is the time your body has asked you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Olive for you first, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. And this thing of you taking responsibility, are you a parent?
I am.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
One son.
One son. What's his age?
He's 13 now.
Okay. So he's in his teens. Is the marriage okay?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So you also need to take, okay, how is your relationship with your husband? I need to know a little bit more about that, and with your son. Do you face the same issue with both?
No, my son is a lot like me.
Okay.
And he takes on my issues. So I need to be very aware of what I put on him.
Right. Okay. Your next flower is walnut. Yeah. You could be a walnut personality. I don't know right now. We'll find out more. Walnut is for people who are oversensitive, and not in a negative way, in a good way. You don't say, oh, he's oversensitive, not that, but it's the ability to just absorb everything in your environment without even knowing it.
Yeah, that's very me.
Yeah. All right. So the second flower is that. Your third flower is oak. O-A-K. Oak is where you continue to strive and struggle in spite of the odds, fearing that if you keep it down, things will collapse, and that you're the only one who's supposed to hold everything together.
Oh my God. It is exactly me. It's like I'm trying to hold things together. And in the past week, when I let things go, I see how things crumble.
Yeah.
And then I feel guilty for letting go and allowing things to crumble.
Okay.
Because it's not only affecting me, but it affects the other people.
Yeah. And I was going to come to guilt. So thank you for saying that. So I'm just going to ask you this straight away, Shahana. I hope you don't get offended, but are you overweight?
I am.
And how do you feel about your body?
Not very happy. I feel terrible that I've punished it for all the things that I've done for all this time.
So when you look at your body, what's the first word that comes to your mind?
I feel sad.
Okay.
Really, really taken it to that extent where it has to throw up something for me to realize that dude, this is what it is that you've done to me.
Okay. Do you feel like this is actually not your body?
Yes. Yes, in a way.
Hmm? Okay. And that if you could exchange this for another one, you would do it in a heartbeat?
Yes.
Okay. So the next two flowers for you are pine, Pine, which is for your guilt. And you're going to take crab apple. Do you have any issues with skin or hair?
Yes. I have severe allergies. Time again, times.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of crab apple and dilute it in maybe a liter of water. Yeah, or even better, put a few drops in your bath water. And just the last rinse, crab apple. Yeah, crab apple is when we have a sense of disgust with who we are, with our body, with ourselves. There's a sense of being unclean, impure, not right, and it manifests as skin issues and hair fall or hair issues.
Yeah, lot of ball sports.
Yeah. All right, great. So let's go over the flowers that I've given you till now.
I have olive, walnut, oak, pine, crab apple, which I dilute in water.
Yeah. Okay. So we need one more. How do you feel about your work?
I don't have a job right now, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Do you have mood swings then?
Yes.
And how do they manifest? What typically happens?
It could be that something has done something that is not supposed to be the norm, and suddenly I get angry. I have OCD, so I do expect people to kind of constantly keep doing, for example, just shutting the door so that I don't get mosquitoes.
Got your flower. Last one. Rock water.
Rock water?
Rock water. Yeah, it's for people who are prone to self-castigation, being extremely hard on themselves, pushing themselves to a point of collapse.
Sweetheart, I can't tell you how on you have put things in perspective. Yes, this is me and all of me.
If I was there, I'd give you a hug right now.
Oh, thank you, darling. A distant hug to you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for putting me online.
Most welcome.
Thanks, Neelu.
Thank you, Shana. I know you've taken a lot away from here. Make sure to have it and get in touch with Aditi.
Absolutely. Thank you so much once again.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Okay, so that was interesting to watch you. See, here's the thing, Aditi. You've been doing this for what, 16, 17 years now.
Yeah.
So you just sat there and put. Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? And okay, here it is. Okay, so just you gotta tell me this. I mean, how are us lesser mortals supposed to do this?
You will do this knowing fully well that you can do exactly what I did just now in a short span of time, because that's how I will train you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So my questions were very, very clearly directed.
Right.
Like I asked her, did her sense of responsibility come from this or did it come from that?
Right.
Yeah, because I know the flowers. I know my flowers well, and I know which one is for what. So when I maybe, I get confused, like it could be either of these two. So let me ask a question that will direct me towards either one of them.
Right. And these are questions that are like, they're like a template maybe, or it's a template that you've created for people to understand?
No. So what I do is when I teach people about each flower, I also teach them how it manifests.
Right.
So when a person is talking, you are listening for that.
Right.
Yeah. You're listening and you pick it up and you're like, that reminds me, that is a flower I know this one. And then if there is confusion, you can ask them, so is it this or is it this? Just clarify that for me. The client will then give the answer and then you nailed it. You know which flower it is.
Fantastic. I like the sound of that. I really, really do. And on that note, I want to remind everybody that you have some amazing offers out there. Package A for only $14,500 or $224 and package B for only $16,000 or $248. And because Aditi, you don't know this, I'm watching the group, there has been a huge demand for a session with you. So here's what we're doing, people. You will have something special with that also. It'll be in your call replay, the details of a session with Aditi. You have, it's been insane. Everyone, Aditi session. So at right here, we've taken an instant call. We will do this for you. You'll have all your information in the call replay email. All right. So with that, Aditi, first of all, I gotta tell you this. I wasn't planning to tell you this before, but you also added me onto the group just in order to create the group, and you said you can leave. So there's a reason why I've stayed on.
Okay.
Which is the fact that I am taking this on.
Oh, yay! I'm so happy. I have my co-MCU person with me.
So I could not stop myself from saying this to you on the call itself. So I was like, no, I'm going to tell. I'm going to be that student. Miss me first.
I love it. Thank you so much. Oh,
but
before
I forgot to get afterwards. By the way,
that's fine. I forgot to do one thing which is very important. I wanted to show everybody this.
Oh, there it is.
This is how your certificate's going to look when you finally finish the course.
That is fantastic.
And then you can then mount it up on your wall.
That is beautiful. That is really, that's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, Aditi, I've given it away already. I'm on this. I'm taking this on. I do have to say this once to everybody, and of course, Aditi, MCU to MCU. How can I not use at least one line from somewhere? So, and this is the one that I'm going to use, which is Peter Quill, Star Lord, actually said this. And you think? Oh, I'm so sorry. My so excited. Your piece only fell off. And you think life takes away more than it gives, but that's not true. Today is not that day. Today you have the chance. I know I've not quoted that completely accurately, but yes, even my ear. What is going on? That's the second time, and this is what Star-Lord said, and I think it's very appropriate here, because the opportunity, the chance that you're getting here is, to quote Dr. Edward Bach himself, is that, and I wrote this for myself somewhere, because how many will I end up misquoting? I have it right here.
I love your confidence.
So, which is, there is no true healing unless there is a change in outlook, peace of mind, and inner happiness. So, people, get your Bach flower going.
Yep.
All right. You've been an amazing audience, people. Thank you so much. And Aditi, what a call. What a call. What a call. Super excited. I've been excited since yesterday. I couldn't keep my mouth shut anymore. Of course, before we go, how was it for you, Aditi, and any last words?
It was amazing. I just want to tell everybody one thing, whether you do the course, don't do the course, you live your life. I just want to tell everybody one thing, that please stop being hard on yourselves. It's something I see so many people do, especially now when the world itself is so hard on you. So be softer on yourselves, be kinder on yourselves and with each other. And more so because now you're healers. Your growth is going to come. The more you give, the more you heal. That's when your actual growth happens. So don't try to grow before that.
And right there, people, is your successful healer tip. Already a practitioner or not, starting out right now, don't be so hard on yourself. And you know what? If you're doing the Bach Remedies course, you're definitely not going to be hard on yourself.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for that, Aditi. And I got to say that this is the first time in quite some time I'm actually in a position we are actually in a position to tell everybody that we've hopefully covered everything. Aditi is here for Q&A over tomorrow and day after as well. And she will be with you at 6:30 p.m. IST tomorrow evening as well. Do come back and check in again. There'll be a few more demonstrations that do end up happening there. So to come in, and you're getting a special session set up also with the call replay. Last reminder, 14,500 for package A and 16,000 only for which by the way includes the personal session. So between 14,500 and 16, really not much of it. Just go for it, learn it, take your session and live lifelong with it. Right,
Absolutely.
Aditi?
And go help thousands of people and make good money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's our time. So we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Aditi.
Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. I really had a lot of fun. Thank you for being an amazing audience, for participating, for listening, for asking questions. And I haven't had a chance to see Telegram. I'm going to do that afterwards, and I'm going to be there. So I will see you all tomorrow. I really hope that you can join me, and I'd be very, very happy to do some Q&A and do some demos.
Great. Awesome. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night.